Hello, this is Chad Middleton from Vision Counseling and Vocational Consulting in Columbia, South Carolina. Well, we are licensed professional counselors and vocational experts, and we provide material evidence that can help you with your TDIU claim with the VA or Social Security disability claim with Social Security disability benefits. I wanted to do a quick video, and I always say quick video, but it turns out to be a little longer than that. I wanted to do a quick video on protected work environment. Protected work environments. If you're applying for TDIU benefits, and I'm giving you my opinion, and I want you to take it as such. If you're applying for TDIU and you're considering applying for TDIU because you feel like you're working in a protected work environment, it is a bit of a challenge. And let me explain to you why. TDIU benefits are for people who cannot work due to the impact of their service-connected disabilities. Cannot work, all right? They award disabilities, disability compensation at 100% rating if they feel like your service-connected disabilities affect your ability to work, all right? So you're getting awarded TDIU benefits if you're 70, 80, 90% disabled. And because of your inability to work, they'll pay you at the 100% rate. Now, when we're thinking about protected work environments, it means that you're provided some exceptional work accommodation to maintain employment, whether or not it be a modified work schedule, whether it is an adjustment of a desk, it allows you to work from home. However, and if you're provided exceptional or significant provisions that you're afforded because of your service-connected disability, it can be classified as a protected work environment. But here's the problem. If you're applying for TDIU benefits, you're saying, I'm unable to work, okay? I'm unable to work due to my service-connected disability. But if your claim of not being able to work also involves you claiming that your current job is a protected work environment, you're going to be denied. All right? Let me say that again. If you're applying for TDIU benefits under the provision of you working in a protected work environment, it's very likely you're going to be denied. Let me explain. Protected work environment, if you're claiming that you're working in a protected work environment, you're working. And TDIU benefits are for people who feel like they cannot work. All right, and I had a vet say, well, Chad, isn't that subject to interpretation? Absolutely. Absolutely, it is subject to interpretation. But your claim will also involve the VA making a determination about your current job. All right? And if you consider your job as a protected work environment versus the VA, that's subject to their impression. Okay? So the VA can say, nah, we don't feel like that meets criteria for a protected work environment, and they're going to deny your claim. And it's easier to deny a TDIU claim when you're working. So if you're working in any capacity, in my opinion, you're going to be denied TDIU benefits. Now, this is what I recommend. If you're going to apply for TDIU benefits, you really should be unemployed. Okay? You really should be unemployed, retired, about to be terminated, or have a potential retirement or resignation date. All right? because the moment you apply for TDIU and you're working, you're trying to prove to the VA that your job is a protected work environment. It's almost like putting the cart before the horse. All right. You're trying to say, I cannot work, but your current job, which means that you are working, is a protected work environment. Okay. So now they can disagree with you and deny your claim. So if you really want to apply for TDIU benefits, and I'm hoping you listeners out there are following me, it's best that you not be employed. Okay. Now, when it comes to utilizing protected work environment, once you get TDIU benefits, that's a different argument. Okay. Let me give you an example. I just was awarded TDIU benefits because of my inability to work. All right. I had a vocational evaluation who says that I am permanently and totally disabled. There are no jobs that I can perform. Okay. I'm getting my benefits, and for the first 6 months to a year, I'm tired of sitting around the house. I feel like there's something that I can do. I'm going to try and go back to work. I get a job. I am working, and because of my skill or my expertise, my employer understands that I have disabilities and they want to make a special accommodation solely for me so that I could work under the guide of me being disabled. And there's no other person at this job that's provided these types of benefits. Now, the VA finds out that I'm working. They propose to decrease my TDIU benefits. Now my claim is, VA, my job is a protected work environment. You submit documentation for such, and the VA allows your benefits to continue. Okay? So protected work environment, I believe, this is my opinion, and if you disagree, you can do that in the comments, or you can call me up and we can talk about it. I believe you have the protected work environment is for people who are trying to go back to work after being considered eligible for TDIU benefits. All right. Social Security has a trial work experience that they have for the beneficiary of disability benefits. Actually, Social Security wants you to go back to work. And if you try to go back to work and are unsuccessful, they can classify that as a trial work experience and not take away your benefits. And because you are not working above the poverty threshold, they won't use it against you. All right. So I believe trial work experience is similar to Social Security's trial work experience, but you have to go through a great length in documenting and having evidence to support your job as being a protected work environment. Hopefully you're following me, okay? But my opinion is it's better to use the argument about a protected work environment after you get TDIU benefits than to try to say your current job is a protected work environment and you want unemployability benefits. All right. Hopefully this makes sense. Individual unemployability is for veterans who cannot work due to the impact and the severity of your service-connected condition. That means any job, you're unable to maintain and obtain any type of employment due to your service-connected conditions. But if you're trying to justify getting TDIU benefits, which says that you're unemployable, based on a protected work environment, that is a very challenging claim that you're making. It's going to be difficult to prove. All right. Am I saying that there's no way you can get it? No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is the difficulty comes in with the VA giving you unemployability when you're working. in any capacity. I've seen people get denied benefits because they're working as an Uber driver, okay? Part-time as needed Uber driving when they have nothing else to do. So if the VA can deny you for working as an Uber driver, what will they think about your job where you are currently working and you're claiming that is a protected work environment? You're getting salary, you're getting all these other benefits, and you're getting employment, and you want the VA to pay you at 100% rate because you're unemployable. It's very difficult to prove, is what I'm saying. Hopefully, this makes sense. So I wanted to provide my opinion about protected work environments. And I know you got a lot of questions going on with Chad. What about this? What if this? What if I'm only working 2 days a week? What if it's my self-employment? What if they are making provisions about, me doing this, that, and third? Let's talk about that. Because as a rehabilitation counselor and the history of the work that I've done with both Social Security and with the state voc rehab office, as well as the VA, you need to get your job classified as a protected work environment. Your job has to be classified. In other words, I would need to see the job announcement or the job description, and I have to see your current modified job description. Okay, you would need a modified job description just for you. It can't be just your word where my employer says that I can only come to work 3 days out of the week. I can work in the office, at home 2 days a week, and I can lay down when I need to lay down. I need to see that in writing or have that considered as a protected work environment. And I will put that in a vocational evaluation report if it substantiates that type of claim. Okay, so if I do a work evaluation or work site evaluation and I look at your job and I look at the modifications that they make, and somebody from the HR is actually saying this job is protected and is only afforded to this person with these particular disabilities, I will put that in writing, identify it in a vocational evaluation report, and we can go forward that way. But I still feel that proving that is a very difficult challenge. My recommendation, don't work. Don't work. If you're working, it's hard to say you can't work when you are working. So I'm providing this commentary about protected work environments because I'm getting veterans who are asking about this. We're starting to do some consultations, and the veterans are currently working and they feel like their job is a protected work environment. Well, your feelings and how it is actually is two different things. So I'm going to give you my vocational perspective when you share with me about your current job. I'm going to ask you specifically, how does this job classify your employment? Okay, I need to hear from your employer about the accommodations that are currently being made specifically for you. Your employer has to provide this documentation, not your words, not your self-employed job, where you're determining whether or not you are working in a protected work environment or not. I need to hear this from HR, some employer that shows what's required by majority of the employees and what's required by you. Okay. But a vocational evaluation report to supplement your TDIU claim is definitely something that you want to consider for individual unemployability benefits. All right. So contact our office, get on the schedule for a individual consultation. We'll talk about your claim. We'll talk about your current job. We'll talk about your disabilities. We'll talk about all the facts and factors associated with your case. And then during our vocational assessment, we'll look at your current job description. We'll look at your service-connected disabilities, your medical records, your DBQs. We'll look at your limitations as they are defined and categorized in your award letters and things like that. And we will create a profile to consider what types of jobs you can perform with these limitations. Okay, so I wanted to put this information out here, and I'm sorry, we done went over the time that I wanted to have this video, but I wanted to provide you an example of what a protected work environment is, all right, and what it's not. You just having some modified duties on your job is not a protected work environment. You just working a number of hours a week, part-time, they don't reduce your hours, is not a protected work environment. And I believe, my opinion is, trying to claim your current job is a protected work environment is going to subsequently result in a denial of your claim, because the VA can easily say you're currently working. That's why they deny you. Okay, so hopefully this makes sense. There are different types of protected work environments that exist. Namely, let's see, protected work environment, you got job duties that require A, B, C, D, and E. You're only having to do A. Job duties that require most employees to work here, you're working here in a modified capacity. Distinguishable differences in how typically the job is performed by most employees and how they afford you the opportunity to do this because of your service-connected disabilities. That is most important. Because of your service-connected disabilities, you are afforded this opportunity to do this job at a lesser rate. You're not on production. You don't have to work as much. You don't have to work as long. They allow you opportunity for X, Y, and Z. They allow your work environment to be changed, so to speak, and you're allowed to do things that no other employee is allowed. All right. And it has to be documented by your employer. All right. So again, I don't want to beat a dead horse. If you have any questions about your current job or your eligibility for TDIU from a vocational expert perspective, get in contact with our office. Again, I'm not a VA expert. I'm a vocational expert. All right. So if you want to challenge me on what the VA says and how the VA classifies it, I won't argue with you. If you're a veteran and you've been afforded TDIU benefits and you got TDIU benefits while working in a protected work environment, I'd like to talk to you. Let's do an interview. Let's talk about it. And let's use this platform to let other veterans know what it's all about. But from my experience, I don't have any experience with someone getting approved for TDIU benefits while working under a protective work environment. I haven't. But my opinion is it's best to not be unemployed when you're filing for individual unemployability. All right. Hopefully that makes sense. So I want to put that information out there. If you have any questions about protected work environment, give our office a call at 803-563-5087. Check us out on the internet at www.vcandvc.com, or email us at admin@vcandvc.com. I'm going to leave my information in the comments below. Check us out. Get on the schedule. Let's talk about work. Let's talk about your inability to work. Let's talk about your disabilities, and let's talk about your potential. All right. God bless you. I look forward to hearing from you guys. My schedule, my calendar for my calendar for the month of July is opening up. So if you need to get a consultation, contact us, get on the schedule, and get your records. And let's sit down and talk about your claim for TDIU benefits. All right. God bless you. Have a good one.